Alright, welcome back to a brand new video and let's watch the season 10 finale of Death Battle. It's Galactus versus Unicron. Marvel versus Transformers. Apparently. So yeah, Unicron is apparently from Transformers. I thought he was a DC character or something, but he's not. Anyway, despite that, Galactus, I know this character. I don't know him to the extent that will requires you to, obviously, but I do know him to some extent, at least. He was in a Fantastic Four movie, or he kinda was in a Death Battle episode. Try that again. He kinda was in a Marvel movie. He appeared as a big smoke cloud over the Earth, but which is not a great depiction of him, considering he's not supposed to be a big smoke cloud, but oh well. But he heavily tied to the Silver Surfer, so yeah, or more like the Silver Surfer is more heavily tied to him, I guess, because whenever the Silver Surfer comes, yeah, it's usually a sign that Galactus, yeah, he's probably not that far away, and he will probably show up sooner or later. Yeah, that's basically everything I know about him, and the fact that he eats plants for a living. That's not necessarily because he is the bad guy, it's just because he kinda have to, because, you know, it's the sort of thing he does. So, yeah, Unicron on the other hand, I assume he has a lot of similarities to Galactus, but I don't know him. Now, with being a Transformer, the Marvel Universe is crazy powerful. So, right now, I feel like Galactus has this one just because he's a Marvel character, and comic book characters tend to be get a little bit more crazy when it comes to their power than a Transformer might be, because, I don't know, yeah, there might be Transformer comics out there that I don't know about, but mainly, I think Transformer is more like it was started as like a toy stuff, something that eventually became lead up to franchises like series, movies, and that sort of thing. I've seen a Transformers movie though. I saw, I think it's the third one, something. I've not seen any of the recent ones or anything like that. I've seen more than just one though. I've seen like the original trilogy, probably. One where the main character is getting a car for the first time, and then you get Bumblebee or something like that. So yeah, it's basically that trilogy of movies. I've seen that one. If you know what I'm meaning based on that. So yeah, I've seen at least those three movies. But it's still, I feel like it was a trilogy. Yeah, it's pretty sure it's a trilogy. I saw them growing up, of course, because, or in my teenage years or something, so, or, no, probably as a kid. It's probably been that long since that came out, hasn't it? Yeah, it must have been. I know I saw them at some point, at least, many years ago. So with that said, Galactus has it right now as of who I think is going to win. But once I learn what Unicron is actually capable of, I think there's a possibility I might change my mind. So how about we just go right to the Death Battle and see who will win this Death Battle. But first, you gotta learn about the characters. So let's go to the analysis. Okie dokie, we are here, ready to play, and with that said, let's go, shall we? And let's play.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp and
Death Battle?
Okay, it seems like they really are bringing back the fight, but they're bringing more in the preview, right before. Interesting.
Chaos Bringer. That's right, it's the day we've all been waiting for.
Meaning they technically start fighting even before the analysis is starting,
and it's
right?
our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Boomstick, what is the nature of evil?
Oh, it's 3.5 beers too early for that kind of question, Wiz.
No, seriously, is the wolf that hunts the hare evil? What about the bear that kills the wolf, or the man that slays the bear? Is that evil or nature? Perhaps this question was on Gallon of Ta's mind as he hurtled toward the end of infinity.
I'm pretty sure the question on his mind was, how do I turn this goddamn spaceship around?
Eons ago, the planet Ta was a paradise, the most advanced civilization the universe had ever known.
Too bad the universe was coming to an end. I hate it when that happens.
The Ta'an scientist Galen watched as the rest
Nobody
of
likes
his
the
race
universe to come to them.
perished and decided to die gloriously on his own terms.
And soon the Silver Surfer showed up,
Shipment to
and
the
then
sun,
Galactus came
just
after
like
us.
great-grandpappy
and ate the whole planet.
Boomstick, the crazy old coot. But instead of being vaporized on contact like great-grandpappy Boomstick, Galen got bitten by a radioactive god.
As the last living thing left before the universe's end, Galen was visited by the sentience of the multiverse, who merged with him as part of a cosmic cycle of death and rebirth. As the old multiverse died, a new one was born, and the scientist Galen was no more. In his place was a being of untold power, the Ravager of Galaxies.
Yeah, there he is.
Galactus.
Well, despite looking like a
Probably
mouse
one of
with
the
a
most
giant purple
tallest
vibrator,
characters in
T-Dog
Marvel
here is one of the
history.
strongest
I mean,
beings
probably
in all
not
of
the
Marvel,
tallest, the
baby.
probably characters that are
There's
taller
only
than him.
one thing he wants
He's
to
pretty
do,
tall.
Eat friggin' worlds.
Galactus is so unbelievably, mind-meltingly powerful that strong doesn't really begin to describe him. Just being near him will begin to warp your perception of reality. In truth, he isn't even really a physical being with a
You know, it
soul
was
anymore,
eaten
but composed
by
of energy itself,
zombie version of
the
our characters,
power
so-
cosmic.
Basically, your all-purpose space god magic that no good almighty ass-whooping god can go without. Sure, he can use it to blast your ass to unholy smithereens, but it's a lot more flexible, too.
Described as being in touch with every other living thing at once, the power cosmic allows one access to a near infinite pool of knowledge and the ability to sense danger ahead of time.
I don't think there's a lot for him to be afraid of. He can manipulate matter, read and control the minds of gods, and teleport entire galaxies across the universe.
The power cosmic allows him fundamental control over life itself.
Oh, excuse me.
Souls, creating new life forms from nothing, and even resurrecting the dead. And because
Oh,
his body
that
is
was a
composed
sour
of
taste.
energy,
Ugh.
he can't really be hurt in the traditional physical sense. This allows him to grow or shrink his body with seemingly no limit, and alter his appearance.
Wait. He chooses to look like that?
His physical appearance matches the species
So
observing
alter his
him, so as
appearance.
humans
Is
see
that
him,
how we're
Galactus
gonna
is
explain the
Scroll
smoke cloud
Galactus
from
is
the Fantastic
so
Four
it's
movie?
just like how I see the world.
What are you staring at?
What matters most to me in the world. Awesome.
No, not awesome. Very not awesome. At least as far as Galactus is concerned, since witnessing his approach is itself the end of the world. You would only have enough time to pray to your paltry gods before Galactus consumed your entire planet, absorbing its energy into himself, then moving on to his next meal.
Man, I guess his costume
Yeah.
is appropriate because he sounds like a total
I guess
dick.
that's what you
Come
get
on,
though
man.
when they
You watched your
are
whole
eating
planet
plants
die.
for a living.
Now you're gonna go around the
He's
universe
dependent
doing
on
the
it to
same
survive,
thing.
so.
It's not entirely his fault. Galactus's power is so immense that the only thing that can sustain him is the consumption of entire worlds. Without this constant feeding, he would perish, just as humans would without consuming plants or other animals.
Kinda like how I hunt squirrels because I hate each and every one of them.
No, categorically the exact opposite, actually. Galactus isn't vengeful or cruel. If he could avoid any unnecessary death, he would. But just as the universe is bound by the laws of physics, Galactus is bound by his hunger.
And that
Yes.
hunger has put him in conflict with some of Marvel's other heaviest hitters,
Excuse me.
like Odin and the Phoenix Force.
But yes, he is.
Galactus' fight
He
with
is
the other and the Scryer got
heavily
so intense,
bound
they
to his
threatened
hunger.
The entire infinite
Oh,
multiverse
jeez.
just as a side effect of the battle.
While Galactus
Excuse
himself
me.
can comfortably cross countless light years in seconds, some of these beings are more like abstract concepts than actual living things, many of which operate outside of linear time.
Like this alien bug dude who tried to use Galactus' energy to destroy 2 whole universes. Even after being drained by him, he still nuked 3 whole star systems before getting a snack.
Should he somehow be threatened by beings beyond even the scope of his power, Galactus crafted a device to solve all of his problems, the ultimate nullifier.
In case that name isn't obvious enough, it's a teeny tiny weapon that destroys anyone you think of.
It doesn't just destroy
Yeah,
them,
that's very
it
basically
destroys
the way I had in mind.
everything. The entire
I mean, it's called
multiverse
nullify,
is
actually. It makes
eradicated,
sense that
then
it will erase
recreated without the
stuff.
target. An extremely roundabout way of winning, but it works. That's exactly what happened when Galactus used it on the abstract god of destruction, Abraxas.
He destroyed the god of destroying things with a Happy Meal toy. It's like my therapist said, great things come in small packages.
And the nullifier was key to Galactus' first great defeat upon his inevitable arrival on Earth.
When that pesky Reed Richards managed to get his stretchy hands on the thing, Galactus finally backed down and spared the planet.
Which makes no practical sense. The Ultimate Nullifier is a part of Galactus himself. It uses his own power. He can summon it at any time and even escape its effects by hiding in a pocket dimension. It even had the safety on.
Maybe he was just bored.
After billions of years of cosmic genocide just to survive, I'm pretty sure Galen forgot what it meant to be mortal. Perhaps that was the true evil all along, the slow death of Galen's humanity. Because what could be more terrifying than a being that sees everything and everyone you know and love as nothing more than his next meal?
Yeah, you better watch out when the Galactus comes along. Yeah, Galactus is a big threat.
Before heaven and earth, before
It's not really
light
his
and dark,
fault though,
there
he's just
was
hungry.
Unicron, created by the formless, primordial being known as the One to explore the fledgling multiverse. Unicron instead decided to consume everything.
Dude, come on! Bad Unicron! Bad God! Bad!
The One decided to split Unicron into two beings, one of order and hope known as Primus, and the other of chaos and evil known as Unicron. Again.
Like all good sibling rivalries, they pushed each other's shit in over the fate of all existence. That is, until the goody little two-shoes Primus tricked his bro into imprisoning their souls in giant asteroids. Classic sibling prank. For me, it was the dryer.
Primus terraformed his asteroid into what would later be known as the planet Cybertron, while Unicron did something different.
Yeah, he turned his planet into a planet that eats other planets. Not only that,
Ah, he eats
it
planets
can
too,
change
huh?
its
I guess it
form
makes
into a
sense though
giant
why they're
badass
going
robot, Satan.
against
He's
each other.
literally the first Transformer.
And with
But why
this
they've been
new
requested
body,
so much?
Unicron would travel the cosmos, consuming planet after planet and universe after universe. Not necessarily because of any hunger or need, but because Unicron is the physical embodiment of death and destruction. He is literally programmed to destroy everything.
God's gotta do what a God's gotta do. And good luck trying to fight back. Uni's robot
I guess
body
the-
comes with a tractor beam, eye lasers, fire breath, a chest cannon, and an antibody system in case anyone tries to pull a Drax on him.
Unicron can mentally dominate
Okay, so you can't
the
just
entire
eat him
race
then,
of beings,
apparently.
erase things from existence, warp the fabric of space and time, and even manipulate matter itself.
So even if his big robot body is damaged or destroyed, he can repair it lickety-split, or even send his spark out to find a new host.
Essentially the Transformers version of a soul, Unicron's spark is immensely powerful and produces its own energy source, Dark Energon.
Unicron is so evil that he can literally turn his bad dude energy into weapons of mass destruction, like unholy blades or planet-busting lasers.
This Dark Energon will corrupt any that consumes it, turning them into a puppet of Unicron himself.
It's also obviously the opposite of regular Energon, which is created by Primus and what fuels the Transformer race. So Unicron basically runs on the opposite of life. If he's death as a big robot, can he even be killed?
Not by
Yeah,
any
that makes me wonder,
conventional
can he?
means. Even the destruction of his spark isn't guaranteed to end him. He will continue to exist as a necessary force that drives the cosmos. Anytime he's destroyed, he will appear again in a new universe. In fact, almost every Unicron you've seen in movies, TV, and comics are the same Unicron.
Unicron is a literal force of nature.
So it's literally almost the
Reason
same
with a
guy
hurricane
then.
That hates you. All you can do is see it and get the hell out of the way. But this
Like, if you kill
hurricane
him,
is never gonna stop
he
until
just
you
goes
and
into the
everyone you
universe,
know
goes
is
back,
DED
which
dead.
means
his
is
mere presence drove an entire
not really
planet
killable.
insane.
I was trying to be poetic before, but
Galactus is killable.
This is what evil
He's literally been killed
Comprehensible, undeniable,
on multiple
inescapable.
occasions, so
You can't even wait him out. He is unbound by the concept of
even if one of them
linear
was
time.
by
The Chaos Bringer
zombie
is so
Captain
powerful,
America
his
and
mere
stuff,
presence
so-
wrecks the space-time
and the rest of the
continuum
zombie
and can erase
Avengers.
galaxies from existence just by strolling by.
To be clear, it isn't
Even
the
Spider-Man
forces
was a part of
generated
that.
by moving that destroys things. It's his existence. His mere being is so overwhelmingly evil that the fabric of space-time cannot fathom Unicron's presence.
Holy dude! No wonder he was able to devour nearly a quarter of the entire multiverse, one universe at a time.
Estimates for the size of the Transformers multiverse vary, from over 15 quadrillion universes to an infinite number of universes, branching timelines, and planes of existence. And who better to portray a being who brings death to the universe than the man who gave birth to modern cinema? A final role fitting for an artist so much larger than life. Or deeply ironic that it's a feature-length toy commercial.
the Transformers movie has always been celebrated for its excellence. I say.
Despite that unbelievable power, the Chaos
Alright.
Brothers' almighty rampage through reality has been halted a number of times, usually due to the matrix of leadership, the essence of Primus himself, and the embodiment of all hope and light in the universe.
Are you telling me that Robo-Satan was defeated by the power of friendship? Forget fear! I'm gonna need some
Power
of
of
that
friendship?
shit going straight into the vein.
As the
Okay,
absent
we
idea
got
of
that
evil
trope going.
actualized,
But
any
then
notion
again,
of goodness is directly antithetical to
Galactus
his
doesn't
being.
really have the
As
power of friendship, so...
incomprehensible to Unicron as he is to us.
But despite the best efforts of heroic Transformers like Optimus Prime, Unicron has always returned from the smoldering ashes of defeat and risen to threaten reality again.
It's his very nature.
Such as the time a united armada of Autobots, Decepticons, and an entire people created from his cells, the Minicons, tried to destroy him once and for all.
They actually succeeded in killing him until Galvatron's hatred for Optimus brought Unicron back to life.
Because challenging Unicron means challenging evil itself, destroying destruction itself. An impossible paradox.
You can't kill Unicron because killing is literally what Unicron is. So, what does that mean for us?
Every petty act of violence, every war, every cruelty, every death battle gives Unicron life. The life he'll use to kill us all. We are culpable in our own annihilation.
Unicron's not just some comic book villain. He's all there is and all there will be. He was there at the beginning and he'll be there at the end. He's a law of physics. He's as inevitable as your dying breath.
Jesus, now you got me scared.
Okay. Unicron is... excuse me. Dangerous. Like, he's very dangerous. He is the definition of evil, apparently. Apparently you can't even kill him properly either, because you kill him, he goes back in a different universe, and every universe is apparently the same guy, which makes a lot of sense, because every version of Superman is apparently tied to each other, and every version of Unicron is apparently then also tied to each other. I know it was not the same thing, but you know, DC Transformers. Anyway, yeah, Unicron is, yeah, when you are the guy who kills because you are programmed to kill, and killing you doesn't really help, because you just come back anyway. I mean, Galactus is a dangerous threat. He really is. And he eats everything. But he can't just eat Unicron, apparently, which doesn't really work. The only thing I'm gonna have mostly going for Galactus is the oh, what was the name of it? The racer thing, you know, the racist character from the system stuff, whatever you think of. I think that is the biggest thing going for Galactus. But Unicron is, yeah, I feel like, you know, if Galactus is going to be capable of actually using that device and erase Unicron from the existence, I don't think Galactus has this one. There's a big part of me that says, okay, Unicron gets killed, he just comes back. And he just comes back stronger, probably more dangerous than before. So the thing is, yeah, it gotta be Unicron that wins this one. I don't see a reason why Galactus will win unless he gets to use his device. Apparently both of them are definitely destroys planets and stuff, and that's, you know, by eating them. I didn't know Unicron ate them too, but I had a feeling he might do something similar, and every murder makes him stronger too, apparently, from what I gather here. So if you kill someone else, you know, if you eat the planet, you're gonna kill a lot of people. And Unicron is gonna gain power from that, from what I'm understanding, and yeah... Galactus, you're a dangerous guy. Yeah, and you can basically be convinced to not eat the planet, I guess, but it's still... But he has died. He have actually died in quite a few cases. Unicron doesn't seem to die, he just comes back. Sure, this is mentioned once that he actually managed to defeat him successfully, but he just came back anyway. So what is the... So... Yeah... Galactus, I want him to win, because, you know, it's Marvel, and I prefer Marvel over Transformers. But this is Unicron, and he seems like he's way up there. I'm gonna say this again. If Galactus wins, it's because of his device that raises people or whatever he thinks of. So, if he can get the chance to use that one properly, if he is faster or fast enough, you know, to the point where he can use that one, he will in then the case that probably then win. But what does that mean for Unicron? If he raise his Unicron, doesn't he just still come back? I feel like he's just still do that. So maybe not. Maybe it's not so successful as I think it is, but then again, if it is the biggest thing going for Galactus. We gotta find out who wins this one. Unicron is going to win. I feel like it's going to be him. It's just, you know, it feels more right. It feels more right. It's probably inevitable. So let's find out who wins the season 10 finale of Death Battle. Okay. Either way, I'm hoping it's gonna be an awesome match. Even if my character loses here, and Unicron does win like I'm predicting, I will. As awesome as it will be to see Galactus win, it probably won't happen. So, Unicron, are you going to win this Death Battle? Well, let's find out, and let's play, shall we? Play.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Death Battle. Let's go.
Okay, we could let this
right
one play, actually.
By popular demand, Death Battle the game is finally back and available for pre-order this December.
Ever wanted to live out your very own death battle with
I
you as the combatant? Of course you have.
You know, I think I remember announcing Death Battle the game back in season 2 or 3 or something, and then
Deadly enough to win a death battle?
did it go away? I didn't know it was away. In fact, I didn't remember this was a thing until I mentioned it now.
100 weapon, armor, and skill cards, there are tons of options for character creation. Oh, and who could forget 50 custom dice?
If you know someone who just can't get enough of the pulse-pounding battles between fiction's deadliest characters, and sometimes its silliest, this is the perfect gift.
Pre-order your copy of Death Battle the game this December and ring in the new year with your favorite internet show brought to life.
Go to store.roosterteeth.com to pre-order your copy and get ready, cause it's time for a death battle.
Alright, let's go.
All right, the combatants are set.
All right.
Let's run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for the death battle you've been asking for forever!
Yeah, let's go. Who will win? Galactus has some transforming stuff too, but
world has come to an end.
oh, you're both coming for the same planet.
Halt.
Is it working on Earth? It looks like it.
So saith Galactus, destroyer of worlds.
Begone, thus decrees Unicron, Chaos Bringer.
Oh, okay. I guess whoever wins will eat the planet.
Madness.
That is almost to destroy it instead, like it is.
Embrace.
You wasted food. You had the perfect opportunity to eat, and instead you destroyed it. I guess it wasn't really a perfect opportunity. He was stopping each other from eating. Oh, okay. For some moment I thought I wasn't recording my voice. Never mind. That would be awkward so long into the recording. Not having my voice recorded at all.
I am the power cosmic incarnate. Not so easy.
Yeah, that wasn't enough. I have a feeling it wasn't enough. But if Galactus, if you win this one, I'd love to see you win though.
So readily, Unicron.
But
No devourer.
I don't think he will. Excuse me. Excuse-moi.
Not for mercy, behold blackening skies. Against mine chaos, even gods will die.
I remember something else that I didn't remember when talking. You know, it can go up size difference as it's well, but I don't think that really means something going up against Unicron.
And destruction, pure finality, in first and last, true immortality. I have no patience left. Return thy dreams into the void where none
Oh, there is a device.
hear your screams.
And that's the whole, well, it's supposedly the soul, but
The power which you command. Of course I do. Your death I thus demand. Finally,
yeah, I have a feeling that the device wouldn't be enough.
I've seen your power, bringer of chaos. Yet by
It doesn't seem like it was.
thou hast much need. Witness
Because he just keeps going back.
see thus.
He can dive, but he keeps going back.
Must now feed.
Oh, wait, I was wrong?
We know Galactus and Unicron were beings who could manipulate reality itself and do basically anything.
Older than the universe, unbound by time, they had each other matched in a lot of ways.
So it ultimately came down to which of them was more powerful.
Both could threaten an entire infinite multiverse, but Unicron could only do so over time, devouring them one by one.
While Galactus' battle with the Scryer and the other threatened to destroy the entire Marvel multiverse as just a side effect.
Not to mention, Galactus tussles with cosmic beings like himself all the time.
While Unicron is usually the top dog in Transformers, he's a big fish in a relatively small pond. Relative to Marvel, at least.
That might sound better for Unicron at first, but it means he has way less experience than Galactus in full-on fights against dudes his size.
And while Unicron has used Dark Energon to infect and corrupt other beings in the past, Galactus technically doesn't have a soul thanks to his cosmic rebirth from Galen. And he's fended off mental attacks before, so there's no real reason to think that would work here.
And as lame as it is, the ultimate nullifier is just really, really overpowered.
Despite Unicron
Yeah, I guess
being
it
able
is.
to survive the destruction of his spark, the
Yes,
ultimate nullifier is
sir.
significantly more thorough. Consider the time it was used against
Excuse
Abraxas,
me.
a being that embodied the abstract concept of the multiverse's destruction.
Sounds like somebody you know? Even against someone like that, the good old Ollie Nully had no problem erasing him from reality. And the same would happen to Unicron, while Galactus could always hide in that pocket dimension, just as he escaped
Yeah, I
the
forgot about the whole
nullifier
pocket
before.
dimension.
Unicron was an insanely terrifying threat, but Galactus had the power, experience, and arsenal to ultimately annihilate him.
If you thought Galactus was going down in this fight, you were Unicron.
The winner is Galactus.
Well, I thought I was wrong, actually. Just because I prefer.
Season 10's
Marvel.
done, but Season 11 is on the way. Thanks so much for watching, and a special thanks to our channel members for being champions this year. Get ready for more Death Battle in 2024.
Yeah. Okay, season 11. Okay, we got some cards. I saw Tom and Jerry in there. Okay, I haven't seen through this again. There's some cards. The world. The Tom and Jerry, yeah. We already knew. Oh, I saw the anime girl. We know about some of them though. Or at least one of them, Mouse, apparently, so. Yeah, I can't make out who the others are, but I saw Tom the Cat. I saw Tom the Cat, so. Yeah, Tom won the champion poll thingy they had going on. Alright. And he was going up against, oh, who was it? The guy from, Coyote? No, what was the name of the show? Oh, the show escapes me. The wolf who tries to catch the bird all the time. And, some of the birds always lucky, he keeps falling. He's basically an example of the two of us. Tom too, for that matter. So that could be an interesting battle I really want to see. And apparently that one's happening. I think it was those two gonna get shot at. There's definitely other death balls I would like to see too, but if there is a vault in the next episode, I might well make a video about my most loaded death balls. Maybe. You already know one of them though, Hagen vs. Bowser. It's a perfect 200 episode special, but there's also so many other episodes that can be perfect in episode 200. Anyway, with that said, that was Galactus vs. Unicron. So yeah, I was wrong. I forgot about the whole Galactus and pocket dimension thing, and apparently it doesn't really have much of a soul, per se. I don't think they mentioned that in the analysis part, but I don't think there is... No, I'm somehow not entirely... Yeah, I had a feeling about that. If Galactus were to win, it would come down to his device, because it's so overpowered. But it seemed like the first time it didn't work. So, then it worked the second time? Is it because the save feature was on? Is there a different reason? You know, it seems like it didn't work. Because it seems like it's going to be... I don't know, it just seemed like it wouldn't work based on the animation. And then I thought, okay, maybe the device isn't as useful on Unicron as I thought it, as I was kind of hoping or expecting it to be. But at the same time, you know, Unicron seemed to always come back. You know, he dies, he comes back, apparently, and then Galactus hasn't really... Yeah, I guess Galactus technically has came back too, because he has died a few occasions. I mean, he was literally eaten by zombies in the Marvel Zombie comic series, so... Where zombie Spider-Man, Captain America, and there was a Hulk, I think there was some X-Men characters, all the zombies, and they defeated him basically by eating him or something. It's a very dark comic actually, I can't think about it. Especially because Spider-Man's leg is kind of just hanging there by a thread, basically. So yeah, it's yeah, then Galactus was dead right there and there. Unless there's something I haven't actually been told, you know, based on the videos, or misremember something, I don't know. But the point is, I'm pretty sure that Galactus was dead there. And in all the other universes, he is capable of being defeated. He has been defeated a lot of the time. Unicron has been defeated too, apparently, but he always came back. Galactus technically does come back too. But it's just a whole, you know, when you do get killed and the only universe versus himself, you just transfer yourself and the only universe that come back. And Galactus had the whole pocket dimension, which I forgot about, to be honest, but I felt like even that will make much of a difference for my prediction, but I don't know. This just feels like, I don't know if I'm completely agreeing with the double. I can definitely see why they went with this result because of the device. But it's, maybe the Death Ball animation part was a bit misleading for me, I don't know. But I'm glad Galactus won, but I have a lot of mixed feelings. Because, you know, this is such a I can't speak. You know what I'm trying to say. It's a very requested episode after all, so it's, you know, it's about to be some stuff like this. But it's still, you know, okay, Unicron does not win most of the time, apparently. I was kind of sure he was going to win most of the time, you know. Yeah, we had the whole energy thing, you even saw that with Starscream too, but he lost against Rainbow Dash despite that. Then again, if that, I don't know if that would go any different now if Starscream and Rainbow Dash gets a remake episode, but back then, that's what happened. Yeah, I definitely have a lot of thoughts about this one. It's just, I'm glad Galactus won. I'm really glad he won. The analysis was great. I did enjoy the analysis part very well. It's definitely, probably not the best analysis I've seen, because, you know, this is two characters I'm not very familiar with. More familiar with Galactus, as I probably mentioned a few times already. But it's, yeah, and it's, the animation though was really good. I would say that. I don't think it's my favorite, even for a season finales, in terms of animation. But it still was enjoyable and funny thing to watch, so good on animators for doing an amazing job. So yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything. We saw the next time, of course. We saw a little bit of hint of Tom and Jerry. I saw an animal girl in there. She might have been tied to I don't remember exactly who it was. I'm gonna have to take a look at the last short they put out or something, you know, when I see that, so I can see who that character actually was. Well, this video was Tom. This episode is coming next season. So I assume they will come around the middle part or something of next season. Unless they wanna start a season with one of the fan poll winners, but it's possible. But that said, I think that was an alright one episode. I think that was an alright episode. I did enjoy it. So it was, yeah, it was great. I did enjoy it. Not my favorite, but it is great nonetheless. And even though I may not completely agree with the result and have some mixed feelings about how it got to the result, I can totally see why they went with it because of the device. Because the device was basically my go-to item, or reason, I mean, for why Galactus will win. And I'm glad I was right because of that reason. Yeah, but it seems like the device could also be used against him though, so I don't know, it doesn't really matter right now. The point is, it was that well, it was a season 10 finale, it was an alright episode, and it was pretty much an okay ending for the whole season. And pretty much more an okay ending for the whole season because it was so highly requested. So now we have the most requested Death Ball out of the way, and there's still so many more coming. You know, there is a few Death Ball I want to see. So I might make a episode just focusing entirely on that while we wait for the next stuff, and that won't be coming in before New Year probably, because I have to think about this. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of possibilities, you know, stuff that could be happening in the next season. With Tom the Cat and the anime girl, who I don't remember who was right now, but I will figure it out. So, with that said, I don't think there was anything else in there. They hinted at the next one. With the whole cards, of course. But I don't know if the cards are really, you know, I think there was more on the Death Ball game itself. I don't know. With that said, I hope you guys did enjoy the reaction, and enjoy the episode, and enjoy pretty much everything else within it. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next episode, or next season, pretty much. Can't wait to see what the season can't wait to see what season 7 has to offer, I was about to say, but that's not right. I can't wait to see what season 11 has to offer. You might have to wait a while. I expect I will assume around March, maybe, but it could be later because I think this season started a lot later than that. I don't know, that depends if they have a middle break like they usually do or not. Anyway, I'm just rambling on, so let's just end this, shall we? Let me know what you thought of this episode by posting down in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is there a way you think Galactus should not have won this? Do you think Galactus definitely should win this one? Or, you know, my opinions are mixed. Said earlier, I don't get to repeat myself. I'll see you guys in the next season or something. Ministry 2 signing out. And happy holidays, everyone. Donald Duck versus Daffy Duck. I'm just saying, that will be a very interesting episode. I'm not saying that just because they talk in very similar words. I genuinely think it would be fun to watch.